Before you can step onto any UK construction site, you need your green CSCS labourer's card. It's great for beginners, and in this video, I'm going to show you everything you need to know, including how much you can earn and why this is a great place to start if you haven't got any experience. And if you stick around to the end, I'm going to show you a cheat code for how to get into work as fast as possible.
Hello, LiftTech Nation, and thank you for joining me. So first of all, why would you even want a green CSCS labourer's card? And the number one reason, of course, is money. With a green labourer's card, you can earn up to £150 a day, often with no experience. That's proper money for someone just starting out. It's also one of the easiest ways into construction because you don't need a trade with years of experience. You just need the card, some basic PPE, and you can pretty much start tomorrow as a labourer. Reason number 3 is it opens a lot of doors. On site, you're around bricklayers and carpenters and plant operators and crane drivers and supervisors, all sorts, all different trades. And you get to see what everyone does. You get a taste of what you like and what you don't like. From there, you can move into better pay tickets. Perhaps you want to become a machine operator, telehandlers, dumpers, cranes, whatever you decide. And another great reason is that construction work for labourers is everywhere. It's busy all over the UK, in the cities and the towns. There's big projects. You've got HS2 all over the country. Once you've got your card, you can register with agencies. You can answer job ads and you can pick up work in different places. So if you want decent money quickly with limited experience and you want a way into a proper career, the green CSCS labourer's card is often the best place to start. Alright guys, so how do we actually get our green CSCS labourer's card? Well, there's 2 things you're going to need. Now, first of all, you need the CITB Operatives Health and Safety Tests, and you also need a Level 1 Health and Safety Award. Both are quite simple, both are multiple choice, and I'm going to show you some real example questions from both. Okay, so the CITB test, first of all. This is done at a test centre. You're going to sit at a computer and you're going to answer 50 multiple choice questions on basic site safety. And I've actually made a full video on how to book your health and safety operatives test, which I've linked up here. It's really important to note that for the purpose of getting your CSCS card, you need to do the version where you go to the physical test centre, the online NOCN test that you can do from home. That one doesn't count, and we do mention that in the video, so make sure you get the right one. Now, here are 2 example questions from the CITB Operatives test, so you know exactly what to expect. The first question is this, guys. What should you do if you are required to use access equipment that you have not been trained to use? Should you A, ask someone else to do it? B, do the job if it won't take long? C, should you get a ladder instead? Or D, should you stop work and speak to your supervisor? I'll give you a couple of seconds there to have a think about that. You must stop work and speak to your supervisor. Okay, here's another example question, right? And this is a good question because it kind of highlights the breadth of knowledge that the operatives test covers. Stress usually affects what type of person? Is it A, only those with poor budgeting skills? B, only managers? C, stress can affect anyone? Or D, stress only affects older people? Again, I'll give you a couple of seconds to think about that. All right, guys, the answer, of course, is C. Stress can affect anybody. Hopefully you guys can see that a lot of these questions are sort of rooted in logic. Of course, stress can affect anybody. Now, the test is 45 minutes long. You need to score at least 45 out of 50 to pass, And the good news is that you can pay and take the test as many times as you need to. And I'll let you know exactly what the costs are later in the video. I've also put a link in the description of this video to a free mock test so you can practice. On top of that, there's also a really good app that you can use to revise, and I'll make sure I link that below as well. All right, guys, the second requirement is your Level 1 Health and Safety Award. This is the more in-depth part of your training, and you can do this online via video self-guided learning, live on Zoom in a virtual classroom, or in person in a real classroom, a bit like being at school. And the choice is up to you. It's whatever you think would work best. At the end of the lesson, you take a short multiple choice quiz and you get your pass certificate a few days later. As promised, here are 2 questions to give you an idea of what's involved in the Health and Safety Level 1 award. Here's example question 1. Let's say you notice a piece of electrical equipment on site is damaged. What should you do? Should you A, just ignore it if it still works? Should you B, try and fix it yourself? C, should you stop using it and report it to a supervisor? Or D, keep using it carefully for the rest of the day? I'll give you a couple of seconds to think about it. All right, guys, time's up. The correct answer, of course, is C. You must stop using it and report it. Hopefully that's kind of obvious, right? Here is example question number 2. Why do you think it's important to keep walkways clear on a construction site? Is it A, just to keep the site looking tidy? B, to reduce the risk of slips, trips and falls? Is it C, so that vehicles can move around faster? Or is it D, to avoid the job slowing down? I'll give you a couple of seconds on this last question. All right, guys, time's up. And of course, the correct answer is B. It's all about preventing slips, trips, and falls. Hopefully, this has now given you guys a good feel for the kind of knowledge you need to have. You can probably tell you don't need to be a rocket scientist to pass this, but it's always worth doing a bit of revision. Now, on average, the test is about 40 multiple choice questions. This does vary a little bit depending on the awarding body you're doing it with. You'll normally get about an hour to complete your test, and the pass mark is typically around 80%. And again, the good news with this is if you don't pass first time, of course, you can always resit the test. Now, I've also put a mock test link for the Level 1 award in the description as well. Remember, third-party links are only there for informational purposes and don't make someone competent or ready to work in construction. Okay, guys, so how much is this going to cost and how long is it going to take? Well, your CITB Health and Safety Operatives test will cost you a fixed £22.50. Your Level 1 Health and Safety Award can be anything from as little as £90 up to £200, depending on the provider. Now, there's also a fee to claim your physical CSCS card, which can be anything from £36 up to £50. It's normally £36 if you claim for it yourself, and that's normally available to you with any provider. So total costs can be anything from £150 all the way up to £270, making it worth shopping around a bit. Most people finish everything in a few days. If you're in a hurry, you can technically get it done in just one day, but remember, you will be at the mercy of the Postal Service for your CSCS card to arrive, which normally takes about 5 days. You will also normally get some certificates upon passing it, which some sites will accept just to prove you've done the test, which they might allow you to use for 1 or 2 weeks whilst you are waiting for your card to arrive. All right, guys, I'm going to answer the killer question. How much can you earn with your CSCS card? Well, I would say with your green CSCS labourer's card, you can normally earn around £110 to £150 a day. And normally you don't need a lot or even any experience. You'll work with different trades as well, which can really help you figure out what you want to specialise in the long term. And this is exactly how I started. I started out carrying doors up and down stairs for a carpentry company before getting my Slinger Signaller ticket. And honestly, it really, really helped. Here are a couple of job adverts that I found this morning that I want to break down for you. So this role here is offering up to £150 a day, and it's based in Slough, which is just on the outskirts of London. As you can see, it's essential that you have your CSCS card, which is expected for this type of work. They also say a driving licence is preferred, meaning they'd like you to have one, but it's not strictly essential. And they're also offering some additional training for the work you'll be doing as well. General duties would include assisting trades on site, carrying out general labouring tasks, keeping the site clean and safe, and of course following health and safety guidelines at all times. This is pretty typical. And from looking at the advert, no previous experience is mentioned, which suggests to me it's not a strict requirement. So pretty typical. I literally just found that this morning within about 30 seconds. Now, here's a second advert I found, again, pretty quickly, and this is for a labourer in the E14 postcode, which is the Docklands area of East London. Lots of building going on there. As you can see here, the pay ranges from £14.50 up to £16.50 an hour. I'm going to assume a standard 8-hour day, meaning you're looking at anything from £116 to £132 a day. Pretty well within my estimate. The duties are pretty general, lifting and carrying materials. Now, looking at the experience section, it does say experience is advantageous but not essential. I always tell you guys, don't let a lack of experience put you off, by the way, because everyone does have to start somewhere. And the sooner you get started, the sooner you will be experienced. And of course, right here at the bottom of the ad, the essential CSCS card is required. These aren't just two of the ads I found having a quick look this morning. Do have a look for yourselves because there's hundreds of positions available, and I'll try and find a link to put in the description so you can see some of these live positions for yourselves. Alright guys, I promised you that if you made it to the end, I would tell you exactly what you needed to do to get into work as fast as possible, and the good news is, getting started as a labourer is not that complicated. As you saw in the job ads earlier, most employers aren't looking for boatloads of experience. They're usually happy to take someone with a good attitude who's willing to learn. But you do need to land that job right, and that comes down to effort. I think people often say getting a job is about luck and timing. I really do not buy into this. Getting hired, right? It's about matching what you offer with what an employer needs. It's a numbers game. How many jobs are you applying for, and how consistently are you doing it? Getting into work quickly, I always say to our students, is a choice, and there are ways that you can speed that up. This is what I call the database strategy, right? It might sound a bit simple, but bear with me. The main thing we recommend is building a solid list of employers and recruitment agencies. From day one, aim for around 50 companies, put them into a spreadsheet, then call through that list every single day. Introduce yourselves, offer your availability, and keep notes on who you spoke to. It's really important because that helps you build a relationship. This will give you a ready-made system that you can repeat time and time and time again until you get your first start. Recruitment agencies are also a great place to begin. You might not stay with them forever, and I know they don't necessarily have the best reputation, but they are one of the fastest ways to get your start on site. It's absolutely where I started. And once you do get the work, do a great job because that feedback goes straight to the agency. Alright guys, because it's nearly Christmas, I wanted to give you a little gift to make this even easier. So in the video description below, I've made a list of 50 recruitment agencies that hire labourers and CSCS card workers. So I want you to grab that list, start calling, and let us know in the comments how you get on. Okay, now if all of that sounds like a lot of work and you're thinking, Tim, come on man, there's got to be an easier way to do this. All right, there is. At the LiftTech Academy, we run an employment bootcamp program. It's sort of what we're known for. Now, for the Green Card Labourers course, it's an additional day of training delivered either in person or online. And we take this opportunity to really walk you through the entire process of getting into work step by step. To be clear with you, it's not a job guarantee. What it does is it makes sure you are properly prepared. If you've got your CSCS card and you follow what we teach, you put yourself in a much stronger position to get that first start very quickly. During the bootcamp, we break down exactly how to approach recruiters. We will show you what they actually want to hear and how to follow up properly. We show you where the work is posted and how to respond to it, and how to stay visible once you're on their radar. We also try to remove a lot of the guesswork, right? You get access to our pre-built database of recruitment agencies that actively hire labourers. Plus, we've also found all the main Telegram and WhatsApp job groups where the roles are posted daily. We'll make sure you're in all of those as well. On top of that, we give you word-for-word calling scripts so that you know exactly what to say when you pick up the phone. We include real call recordings of successful jobs calls so you can hear what a strong application actually sounds like. And finally, this is one of my favourite parts, we rebuild your CV from scratch. We're going to make sure it's clear, professional and tailored for site work so that when a recruiter opens it, you look serious and employable straight away. So if you want the fastest, most structured route into work, that is what the Employment Bootcamp is designed to do. So don't forget to ask us about it if you get in touch. Guys, that brings us to the end of today's video. Thank you so much for watching. My name's Tim and I'm from LiftTech Construction Training, and I'm glad to say our helpline is open 7 days a week, 9 a.m. till 9 p.m, and our team are waiting to take your call. You can give us a call on 0208 135 7862, or if you prefer, head over to the website to get more information. All of our details are on screen, and you'll also find our contact information in the description below. Have a great day, and thank you so much for watching.